exposure. Some exposure. Ah, expose myself to you. To you. To you. E-X-P-O-S-E. Expose. 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 Ah. Expose. 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 Hashtag drama alert. There's news to expose. Hashtag breaking. SS Sniper Wolf has a vagina. More on that at 11. Vagina. Hey guys, it's Scarce here. Lots of news today. Lots of exposure. And double upload. Expose. 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 Expose.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am completely pissed. I was gonna write a script for this video. Why am I still getting hate?
Hey, what's up guys, it's Scarce here, and so from now on, I'm going to report the news. Let's go inside the stories!
Expose, 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 expose. You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Expose, 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 expose. You are exposed, sir. I'm going to expose you. Expose you. Oh my God, expose you. Expose, 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 expose. It's time for some exposure. Some exposure. Some exposure. Ah, expose. Expose myself to you. To you. To you. E-X-P-O-S-E. Expose. 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 Ah. Expose. 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 Exposed. 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 Hashtag drama alert. There's news to expose. Hashtag breaking. SS Sniper Wolf has a vagina. More on that at 11. Vagina. Hey guys, it's Scarce here. Lots of news today. Lots of exposure. And double upload. Expose. 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 You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Expose, 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 expose. You are exposed, sir. I'm going to expose you. Expose you. Oh my God, expose you.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
What is
How
up,
the hell
ladies
are
and
you?
gentlemen? I am completely
There I am with my
pissed. I was gonna write a
sexiness
script for this video.
and my
Why
ass.
am I still getting hate?
Hey, what's up guys, it's
What is going on this evening? How are you? I forgot. I have a little bit of a buzz going on from some I put some rum in my seltzer. I'm not out of my mind. It's only a couple shots, but I am doing well today. Let's do the Super Chat Cherry Poppers. First, we got Steam Decks look sexy. Yes, it did. I got a pre-order in for the... I probably won't be getting it until 2022, but it's not coming out till December anyway, so who gives a shit? The 512 gigabyte one. Now, I'm hearing a rumor that Wario... Now, I almost wish I knew this. I looked into all this shit first, but I didn't see this, is that the $399 version of the Steam Deck is also going to have an NVMe slot. I don't know. Yeah, Baraka, you just read my mind. That actually, in my opinion, makes it a better fucking deal than getting the 512 gigabyte one. Because 512 gigabytes, Sean McCarthy, what's going on, is not enough. Trust me, I just used the remember I did the review of the Ioneo? I thought Biz Marquis passed away already. Not that I'm trying to downplay his passing, but I thought that happened already. They should have called it the Gabe Gear. You know what? I really think that would have been a good marketing move. I'm not even trying to be funny, but I mean, Steam Deck, to me, if anything, it kind of sounds like the Stream Deck, which has already been a thing for years. You know, can't believe I already spent money on the OLED. I can't believe they had pre-orders for the OLED and they were kind of silent about it. I thought that would have came across my metaphorical desk, but it didn't. Evening, Rich. Hope you're well today. I'm better than I was yesterday. Randall Combs. Yeah, I just heard about Biz Marquis. You got what I need. Will you say I'm just a friend? Yeah, there is zero fucking reason, especially if the $399. Now it makes me wish I got the $399 one, if it's true. If the $399 has an NVMe slot, it totally makes buying like the Aya Neo. Sorry, Aya. Yeah, I'm going to still unbox your product, but just got to keep it real. It makes buying the Aya Neo or GPD Win like laughable. They won't even have a chance of competing against it. Good evening, gamers. Hope you had a number one victory royale today. I've never had one. Epic wins for everyone. Among Us, Chungus out. Thank you, man. That's what I thought too, B-Man. That's why I'm saying it's a rumor. I don't know. I'll look into it. And you say I'm just a horse. And you say I'm just a horse. So, for them to have rumors out there, was he sick? Unfortunately, he must have not been well. Nintendo Switch OLED, Steam Deck, what is next? Do they go back to the drawing board? Do we see Nintendo Switch Pro? I don't know. I mean, again, like I said in my video, I don't know if they could be like direct competitors. Where's my coffee? I made a fucking coffee. Did I not bring it up? Ah, yes, I did. I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. We're celebrating my birthday tomorrow. My family's coming here. Yay. Happy belated birthday, man. Would have sent this yesterday, but I was broke. Don't worry about it, dude. Do not ever apologize for supporting the show. Like, ever, 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 ever. But I truly do appreciate it. My earnest hope is that with the Stream Deck, we get a proper working Vita emulator. That alone would have convinced me to get one personally. But isn't there plenty of other APUs and stuff out there that can emulate pretty much everything? Like, I'm excited for getting AAA games on the go. Tim Sweeney has a boner over this thing. Yeah, bro, is a $600. We mean, I don't know how much is a 256 gigabyte version. I don't have the. Let me get the article up in front of me. Steam Deck specs. That kind of rhymes. Santa gives the good children a Steam Deck and the naughty children an Amico. Santa's not that mean, is he? Oh, shit. I reserved yeah, you Canadians get screwed, man. My editor's from Canada, and you guys always get royally up the butt without a fuck. Is there anything else in here? $5.49. Okay, so you got this. You got the one, and I got them. Unless you're from a different country, and all right, so let's see. The specs, I think this is the article I used for the video. Yes. So the specs we got for this thing, Zen 2, which is fucking insane for Switch-like console. 4 cores, 8 threads. Not bad. I would have rather have 6 physical cores, but whatever. I got the 399 after Steam crashing a lot. Yeah, oh, that bothered the shit out of me. And I was basically right there at the beginning, too. Big Chungus. Who's talking to me? Is anybody talking to me? So 2.4 turbos up to 3.5 gigahertz, AMD RDNA 2, 8 compute units for the GPU, 1 to 1.6 gigahertz, 16 gigs of LPDDR5, which is fucking crazy. The base model, here's the other thing that people don't realize too, is the base model is 64 gigs of eMMC. That is way slower than an NVMe SSD. Oh man, that makes the entry level one brutal. I mean, it has. When did they call me out in their podcast? Is that new? I mean, I have nothing new to say except fuck them. When was that? Like, I talked about that yesterday. If you're talking about what I said yesterday, I've already talked about that. But if they called me out again, they could eat my ass again. I'll wash it first this time. I'll be a gentleman for them. Whoa! Let me tell you something, man. Some games aren't even gonna, unless you have even like a faster micro SD card, man. It doesn't have anywhere near the speeds of an NVMe SSD. So I don't even know, like, that's going to be really limiting. So you're going to have to like have like an SSD just like dangling, an external SSD dangling from the USB-C port all the time. I don't know. So anyway, 7-inch touchscreen. I thought it was a 720p panel, but like I said in my video, it's 800p. The refresh rate is 60, which is fine. You go up to the higher refresh rates for a dedicated gaming console like that, you're going to suck into the battery life. Stereo speakers, 3.5 millimeter audio jack, fine. I'm glad it has that. Dual mics, good. USB Type-C and Bluetooth. 40 watt hour battery, which means that if you want to play AAA games with higher settings, it's going to suck through it, but whatever. Like, that doesn't file that under not fucking surprised at all. The connectivity, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB-C, and like I said, $399 for the 64 gigabyte, but the asterisk to that is that it's eMMC memory, which limits it. So I would say, like, the $399 one is just, I would say avoid it. It sucks because if it did have that NVMe slot, that'd be pretty badass. That would actually be the one I would recommend if it actually did have an NVMe slot. $529 for 256 gigs and $649 for 512 gigs. I think personally, first off, all of them should have NVMe. And the $399 one should have been like $128 maybe. And then the $649 one should have been a terabyte. But whatever the profit margins are, I wasn't behind the scenes talking about all that with Gabe and stroking his beard. Yeah, I know. Scalpers, $5,000. Fuck them. Had to buy a nose trimmer. I felt I aged. Dude, I've had nose hairs for ages. Age 10. Time flies, man. I feel like I was playing Final Fantasy 12 on PS2 Slim with a CRT just a few years ago. Yeah, that's how it's welcome to. As you get older, time passes quicker. Like, I feel like it was like 2 weeks ago that I was doing my previous 39th birthday where I was eating the super spicy wings. You know? You're going to need the extra memory. I'm still scratching my head as to why they didn't give you an option to add a PCIe drive to it. Or, you know what I mean, M.2 drive. I'm just kind of baffled by that. It makes no sense. It's not that much bigger than a Switch. A bit, yes. For comparison, Nintendo Switch is 9.4 by 4 by 55 inches. Not 55 inches, 0.55 inches. And so the Steam Deck is a couple inches wider, half-inch taller, considerably thicker, and a bit heavier than the Switch. Well, it's much more powerful, so that's actually pretty impressive in my opinion. So yes, you could use it for more than just Steam games. We know that. And I have an incredibly, incredibly small penis. Oh, shut up. Remember Steam machines. This is totally different than the Steam machines. The Steam machines, once they announced the hardware and that 6 billion other people or other companies were making Steam machines and they were all going to vary so much, you can't even compare them, man. Like, that was a DOA. SD Express would have made a decent too. It would have been at least a lane or two of PCIe, even though it was an SD card. Yeah, I don't know why they went with the eMMC. That's just going to be so... It's going to be rough. Gary Busey's Laserdisc collection. Gary Busey. Does Gary Busey actually have a fucking Laserdisc collection? Like, where did that even come from? Like, that's like the most creative name. And I like, who would have thought to put all, like, him and Laserdisc together? Does he have one? Does he, like, snort coke off of his, like, Star Wars Laserdisc or something? The Empire Strikes Back? Yeah, this is much different than the Steam machines. Like, they have an art. Let me actually, let's pop up the article. We're talking about this. Valve has created its fair share of hardware, and not all of it's super successful. Here's a history lesson to them all. This is stupid. Valve Index, which, hasn't that been okay? Hasn't that sold okay? HTC Vive, which, it was a VR headset. You didn't even have to use the Vive with just, and that was the HTC Vive. The Steam, this is a stupid article. The Steam Link they got rid of, but that was on the market for years. Wasn't it on the market for like 4 years? This is like cherry picking, man. The Steam Link, okay, the Steam controller. But this is different. This isn't the same. Like, everyone kind of had, I mean, first off, the VR headsets kind of, what do they say about the Vive? Scalpers actually got cucked this time. You need to have a purchase in the last 2 months. Yeah, which was brilliant of Valve. I'm sure the scalpers have still found a way. If there's money to be made, people are going to fight. If there's a way that people can pay their lights by scalping or whatever, they're going to find a way to do it. HTC Vive, which is a VR headset. The Vive was the first virtual reality headset Valve had a brand on. No, that's not the one I want to know. Where is the HTC Vive? Yeah, they don't bring up the Steam's the newer headset because that one's actually doing pretty good. But you can't. But that's the thing. It was a niche headset. VR is a much more niche market. Like, why are they even bringing this up? This is really stupid. That's a stupid fucking article by PC Gamer. Sorry. And I've called out Valve 8 billion times on their Steam machines. I've called them out on their other shit. Like, this is different. And if you don't know the difference, then you're dumb. Like, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, that was pretty smart. I saw that. What pissed me off, though, is when I tried to get the first round of pre-orders. Like, I know mine's not coming, I believe, till early 2022. Is that they're like, oh, you can't order because you've attempted to order too many things. I'm like, too many things? All I did was try to get one thing, and that was the Steam Deck, and it kept on crashing. What do you mean? I'm not spamming anything. I'm like, oh, this is stupid. That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. I don't know if it's going to... Like, look, I still think that the Nintendo Switch OLED is going to do fine. A Vienna sausage got thrusted against my ass cheek. Thank you for giving me a note. Thank you. Yeah, I got on the second round of pre-orders. I was there pretty early on for the first one, but I don't know. I don't think it's really a competitor for the Nintendo Switch OLED. If anything, it just makes the Nintendo Switch OLED, because isn't it like only $10 more for Nintendo to manufacture the Nintendo Switch OLED compared to the regular Switch? So it just the Steam Deck shows how terrible, like how overpriced the Nintendo Switch OLED is. Yeah, I'm going to go there tomorrow and see, Jeffrey. I was like, you know what? I'll try it tomorrow before people get here and see if I get my hands on a Nintendo Switch Horse OLED. The Steam Deck feels like it may be a decent gaming PC option for people on a budget. I feel the price spec for PC. Yes. It's going to be, even if you want to play desktop mode, like if you want to dock it, I think it's going to be awesome. Just got to keep it real with you. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty excited for this. It's a really, people are like, oh my God, it's so expensive to get the highest price one. But I'm like, what you're getting though in a portable package, like people don't realize. Yeah, it is Mazda Burrito. Interesting name. It is an amazing deal. Maybe if you're used to just like console hardware prices, you may look at it differently, but no, it's pretty fucking good deal. I can't but feel like we'll get jaded somehow by Steam Deck when it launches. Still excited about it though. Oh, and happy birthday. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Think the Xbox Series S will last for a long, well, Mike, I think it was Phil Spencer that said he thinks it's gonna outsell the X. So we'll see. So did you actually buy the Steam Deck, or was it just it was a reservation? You don't buy. I think it was all you could do was a reservation. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. The Switch has the exclusives, hence the Nintendo tax and the OLED. Please check I need assistance on a project you'll like. Okay, I'll check it out, Jeffrey. Yeah, but fuck Nintendo's tax, man. That's a hell of a tax. What is this? This is a man drinking coffee. Speaking of which, I need seltzer now. So it's pretty, like, as much as I love the Aya Neo and I praise it, this just made every other Switch-like PC gaming console instantly irrelevant. Like, there is absolutely no fucking reason to buy a GPD Win 3, or sorry, I know you sent me out a retail model, but there's just no fucking reason to buy them. Like, they're the same price. It's actually cheaper to buy the base Steam Deck than it is to buy, I believe, the Aya Neo. Like, how much is that? Let me look how much it's going for right now. And the Aya Neo is honestly, in my opinion, the only one I'd buy, because even though the GPD Win 3 is more powerful, its hardware, its SoC from Intel is more powerful with its Xe graphics than the Aya Neo's 6-core Ryzen APU. There's just way more compatibility with the Aya Neo, and it's just, there's just no, like, get the Steam Deck at this point. You're just crazy. There you go, Ro. There you go. All right, so I'm looking at it now. I mean, I still love the Steam. It just sucks, man. Order now. Let me look. What are they selling this thing for? Farts. Let's see here. $1,000. Oof. Oh, Aya. Oh man, I can't recommend it, man. I can't recommend it at this point. A few months ago, yeah, but man, how times have changed really quick. I mean, look, it has the 6-core APU graphics, AMD Radeon graphics. I love how they keep that vague for obvious reasons. You can upgrade the storage, though. That is a huge fucking thing. It comes with a 512 gig or 1 terabyte SSD, the NVMe SSD if you want. Has Bluetooth 5.0, 800p capacitive touchscreen. It comes with a grip. So you're paying $400 more for a product that's nowhere near as powerful. Nowhere near. I mean, it's cool. It's still a nice product, and I stand by my review at the time. You know what I'm saying? But nobody is even mentioning support for super resolution when doctor. The fact this is going to be a dope-ass Game Pass emulator device. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like, this is like I said in my video at the end, which it was so weird editing. That was the first time I edited a video. No, maybe there was one other time, but at least a video of that length. That was the first time I've edited a video like that in 2 years. I'm like, like, what do I do? I'm gonna hit a button. Like, I had no idea. Like, I was just, like, I remembered. I actually, like, my workflow was the same as when I was editing by myself, but it was, so my editor's back in full swing tomorrow, too. But it was weird. It was fun, but you know what? I don't miss it at the same time, if that makes any sense. Like, I enjoy editing, but shit gets done so much quicker with me recording, finding the stories, and my editor editing. You know, I always hear people, like, I see on Twitter, what do you need an editor for? I'm like, have you ever had children? Probably most of them haven't. Have you ever, like, adulting is hard. Like, you know, like, even a perfect example tomorrow, I have people coming here for my birthday, and if it wasn't for my editor, maybe at best, maybe I'd be able to get up a story. I'm going to be able to get up a couple tomorrow, maybe even 3, you know, and it pays off. And the thing about Jay is that he edits just like I do. Like, he has that weird humor. I don't have to babysit him, you know, and he's reliable. That was literally the only time he's ever called out sick. What's your thoughts on the Zenmu One netbook? Blah, 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 blah. I have no idea what that is. If it's another, like, portable gaming PC where it's supposed to compete with the Switch, I have not seen a single one that goes up reasonably against the Steam Deck. Adulting is rough and all. My friends give me shit all the time for not seeing them more or going on the beach. Haha, I work and sleep and child. I don't... Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like, and the thing is, when you do have that little bit of time, you're just so... Well, yeah, man, you could come to the birthday party. I'm gonna have chicken parm and horse and alcohol. It'll be a good time. I love that I have kids, though. I would choose having kids over the extra time any day of the week, man. You know? That's why I want to be without children. It's too much in today's society. It's cracking like fine glass. Well, dude, you know, that's just always how it's been, though. Kids take up a lot of time, man. You go into it knowing that, you know? Ugh. Have you played Half-Life 3? Yes, I have. It's actually compatible with my left ass cheek. So wait, just out of curiosity, was there something new from Pat and Ian? I'm having fun with it. If they want to fuck with me, I'll fuck with them right back. I actually find it enjoyable. It's like, I find it enjoyable too because of how that whole started with me just, how dare I question their authority and roast them on a bad take they had about Diablo Immortal. You know? Nintendo will win if they put Master Chief Collection or the Xbox Game Pass in the Switch. Else does Nintendo respond, kids are awesome. You have 7 kids? Wow. You have 7 kids, dude. I think you mentioned that before, actually. That's crazy. I want to have children, but I don't know if I'll be a good father. No one knows if they're ready. No one knows if they're ready, and no one knows if they're going to be good. They could pretend to know. They could pretend to, oh, yeah, I'll be a great... Shut the fuck up. You have no idea. You're never ready for when your kid wakes you up at 4 in the morning because they peed the bed. You're never ready for when your kid has a log in his shorts. Literally, he pooped a log in his shorts. He'll probably regret that I told that story, but he's only 4. It's not like he's 25 and did that. But you're never ready, dude. You're never ready. It's a new experience like nothing else. And I'm a horse. Oculus Rift is Steam Deck Oculus compatible? I don't think so. I don't know if it has enough. Maybe it does have enough horsepower to run. Oculus. That'd be pretty crazy. I love how first, the only thing I'll say that, now look, the Aya Neo actually is pretty capable, but it can't run Cyberpunk. Be interesting to see how the Steam Deck runs Cyberpunk, because with 4 physical cores, yes, I know it has SMT, But with 4 physical cores, I'm sure it'll give it a run for its money. When you become a parent, no one is handing you a book with all the rules you learn by doing. Yes. Yes, you do. And every kid is different, too. That's the thing that no one realizes. Every fucking kid is different. You could have had 3 kids and be like, yo, I'm a pro at this. And your fourth child, I only have 3, and I will only have 3. But your 4th child will be the one that's completely different than your other 3. So you'll never know. Thumbs up, farts, chickens, and horses. Abby, thank you. I don't know. It's a good question, though. So, yeah, maybe if you hook it up to a dock with the APU, with the 8-core Zen 2, or no, not 8 cores, 8-core RDNA 2 GPU in there. I think it says 8 cores, right? Am I saying that wrong? Am I an idiot? Well, I know I'm an idiot, but let me look. Why do horses run on courses? Why do horses? Let me look. Steam Deck specs. Look at my pecs. Watch them flex. Well, a horse has butt sex. Let me see. GPU compute units, excuse me, not cores, compute units has 8. It's pretty interesting, man. Well, yeah, that's the CPU. It's 4 cores, 8 threads. It's Zen 2 cores. So, yeah, this thing is maybe it can do VR. That's pretty nuts. You have a console that's Switch size that not only can it do pretty decent gaming. I don't know. I got to see what the compatibility is already, Sabbath, with SteamOS, because SteamOS will be much more touchscreen friendly. So that's why. I don't know why I said that like this. I'm going to just take a sip of my coffee because it's delicious. Skip, dip, flip, dip, dip, dip. Yeah, think about that. A VR. And the thing, Turbo Express, thank you for saying I'm manly. You're quite manly yourself. Say happy birthday aesthetic, please. Happy birthday aesthetic. The thing about the Steam Deck is that everyone used to say to me with the Switch, used to be annoying me because, like, how do you not have this level of common sense? If you want a portable game on the go, just have a laptop. Yes, because a laptop is totally comfortable to lay in bed. Yes, I'm going to sit there with my Razer laptop like this and, like, what are you talking? Like, stop. Stop saying illogical things and thinking they're logical just because you want to refute a company because whether you don't like them or whatever. No, the Switch answered. There was a need there where people like, look, I want these AAA experiences in a way where I could play them in bed or play them on the shitter or play them while that my kid is sleeping on my lap, and it answered them. So, yeah, and laptops burn you. Like, it's not. That's why I think it's funny they're called laptops, because who really uses a laptop on their fucking lap? I personally never have. I'm sure people are going to say, well, I did. I like my penis not being burned. Thank you. It'll be cool to see. Happy belated, Dad. I love you. Thank you, Systems Reality Team. I appreciate the chicken cucumber horse. It'll be interesting to see. Like, if I could, that's what I was going to say. Review Brain Farts today, USA. If I could do like video editing on it, if it's docked, if I that'll like that's like everything then. Like if I could do like Photoshop and video editing and like podcasting endgame on something that's the size of a Switch, holy fuck. Like, people don't realize how big, like, even if you're not excited for it, it's still a game changer. I'll get the Steam Deck, but I'll wait for version 2. Are you waiting for a higher refresh rate screen? I don't think they're going to give that to you, man. All kidding aside, I'll stop sounding creepy and stupid right now. I don't think they'll give that to you. Who's talking to me right now? Skip, dip, flip, dip, 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 dip. I was watching, I don't know why I'm singing Ghosts and Goblins. I know why, because I didn't know there was a version of that game for the PC-88, which was made by NEC, and it was a Japanese PC console, or Japanese PC console. Japanese PC. It was weird though, like how because it didn't have hardware scrolling capabilities built in, so it must have been tough for developers to work around that to make games. Like PC-88 actually had a version of Super Mario Brothers. Did you not know that? I didn't know that. I mean, heard about it a long time ago, but I forgot about it, and then something popped up on because YouTube algorithm is sometimes it actually knows what you may want to watch. Amazingly, and I'm like, oh god! But the thing is, it didn't scroll. So imagine Super Mario Brothers on the NES, but it goes screen by screen, and it's like, oh god! And it was licensed by Nintendo, like it was a real thing. And I saw Mike Matei, who used to be with Cinemassacre forever. He was playing it, and man, does it look bad though, because it's so wonky playing without the screen scrolling. That's so insane. Dude, every version. And Sean McCarthy, here's an interesting fact that I didn't realize until like 2020. You ever notice that when you play Ghosts and Goblins on the NES, like it just something feels off with like the platforming and stuff? Like it's like just feels slightly less responsive than it should. What's up, Nick? How you doing, bro? What's going on? And if you ever noticed, there was a company that everyone seemed, I didn't know about it till recently, so I throw no shade at any reviewer, whether it be the nerd or anyone who reviewed Ghosts and Goblins. I didn't know this until there's a guy named Jeremy Parrish who's like one of the most, him and like Wrestling with Gaming are two of the most underrated YouTubers on this platform. And there was a company called Micronics that used to be, they got commissioned by a bunch of developers like Capcom and SNK to port their arcade games over to platforms like the NES. And their games only ran at 30 FPS. In a game that requires razor precision, like pinpoint precision, like Ghosts and Goblins, if it's only at 30 FPS, you fucking feel that shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's not 60 FPS, it's only 30. It's only 30. And now I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's why it feels a little bit off. So yeah, if you look up a company called Micronics, it's not with an X at the end, it's with a CS. Micronics, N-I-C-S. They did like 1942, I believe, and all of their games, like they also did another game which I used to like as a kid, but then I grew up and realized it was terrible, called Athena. You ever play Athena for the NES? That was another SNK arcade port. Even the arcade version of it sucks. So you had Micronics porting a game, which they weren't great porters, that was already shit. Had catchy music though. And you were like a Greek goddess, and the hit detection was off, and to do a double jump, like you would jump, go back down to the ground, then jump again. Like, oh my god, the controls are infuriating. Don't you think a tablet that can do the same thing would be better? But there is no tablet that can do the same thing, and no, I don't. It's portable, a much bigger screen. Yeah, but then just get a laptop at that point then, Lord Humungus. Love your name. You know what I mean? At that point, just get this. But this is still not like holding something in your hands with a controller built into it. No. I don't think it would be the same thing. At that point, then just say get a laptop with a gamepad. But a laptop with gamepad to have there's no laptop that I personally know of that's as capable as the Steam Deck especially at $399. Who is Mufat? I don't know. Who is he or she? Yeah, but remember, anyone ever here play Athena for the NES? You're too massive, Joe. It's not that much bigger than a Switch, though. So if you think the Switch is then you must think the Switch is too massive. I think if you're a PC person, Athena was coin-op, but it was ported over to the NES for SNK by a company called Micronics, who also did ports for Capcom, like 1942 and Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, Athena. The music was catchy, but the game itself was terrible. The game was fucking bad. Where has it been revealed? I thought, dude, IGN did a thorough overview and talk with people. There is, let me look. Let's look that up. Let's do some research now. Let's do some research now. First off, let's go to Wario64's Twitter. I have a crappy game. I used to love it. Tonka Space Edition for the PS1. Crappy game, but I play it from time to time for the feels. Well, that's kind of me with Athena. Athena was terrible. Like the goof. The controls sucked ass and it blew chunks. But yeah, but back then when I was a kid, the goof, I liked it. I liked it. Let's look. Where's Wario64? Wario. Let's see. Someone was saying that he's saying Wario 64 gigabyte Steam Deck may not be a bad idea depending on how difficult it is to put your own SSD M.2 SSD slot present in 399 version. To be clear, Valve says the internal storage is not upgradable, so this would be something not supported by Valve. All Steam Decks have an SD card slot, though. Oh, shit. Oh, all right, I'm going to have to... Ships October 9th. I'm literally right now in front of you. Let me go into my account. My account. I got to sign in. Let me sign in here. I'm buying a Nintendo Switch OLED right now as we speak. Place order. It'll be here October 11th. Let me 845. All right, I have a Nintendo Switch OLED pre-ordered. I didn't even go there for that. I don't even remember what the hell I was doing. However, RTX on Switch-sized device is amazing. Yeah, because it's going to have ray tracing. It's going to have ray tracing, dude. It has more compute performance than the base consoles. Think about that. You have a portable device that's more powerful than the PS4. I don't even remember what. It's a white one, I think. Let me look. Let me go back here and see. Your order is in progress. No shit. No, Nintendo. I thought I was going to get it tomorrow. See details. White. I'm happy I got the white because I don't want the blue. Yeah, that's Cherry Jesus. My tits are hard too. We both have hard tits. You have ray tracing. Fucking ray tracing on my nipples. No, we have ray tracing on a device the size of a Switch. Think about that. And that 2 teraflop SoC that they're working with AMD on, 800p is going to be nothing for it to push around pixels, man. No, they're not. It says it's going to be shipped to me, arrives Monday, October 11th. I could wait a couple days. Who gives a shit? So this is going to be this is going to be an exciting horse. Oh wait, do they still have the video? Do they still have the? Oops, this item is not available. Wait, what about the other one though? Because I'm still going to do that video on the shitty consoles. By the way, they have one of them. Yes. Oh my God! So this is the SNES clone. It has the introduction of the buttons. Let me see. Wait. Let's see if I could go to my Walmart account in here. Let's have some fun. You'll see how ridiculous, because I still have those. Where are they? These knockoff consoles I'm still doing a video on. You guys know that I follow through. It just takes me 7 more months than I originally say because I'm an asshole. So, hold on. Let me go to Walmart, see if I can sign in here. My name is Rich, and my nipples will twitch. What am I talking about? What is life right now? the password? Nope. I forgot my password. Luckily, you can't see any of this. Can you? No, you can't. I could see my ass, though. Show it. Make sure I'm putting the right one in. So, they make my butt cheeks squeak while my ass cheeks creak. I don't remember what my fucking password is. This is a problem. Alright, I remembered it. Good thing I was watching your stream. I just got one to myself. What, the OLED? Yeah, that's pretty funny. I didn't think... I may go there tomorrow because I may want to unbox it on the 9th. But anyway, so let's go to my account here. Orders. God, the last time I ordered something... remember a few weeks back when I asked if your device will blur the lines between home console and handheld? Yeah, this is it. This is it. And nice thing is this is native hardware too. This isn't fucking streaming, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let me look at something. That's what the big deal about this is. Axiom. Really, is it going to show anything here? It's going to say oops. Really? But why does it let me reorder that? But it doesn't show. All right, so let's get hard. That doesn't sound right. Anyway. Let's get our tech boners out and spread those cheeks and go to town. And I'm going to shrink myself. That all sounds way too provocative, and I'm not meaning it. So this is the Super Mini SN02. I have that right here. 821 fucking... Oh, yes, 821 games. Holy shit. I was born hard. How well will the Steam Deck do in Japan? That's a hell of a... I don't see why it wouldn't do well. So this is this. I have never opened it. Anyway. I may just do a video on this and do a separate one on the NES clone. Because it'll be easier. Because this has HDMI out. It'll be easier to capture the footage. So here we have... It's the... Look, but here, this is where things get spicy, though. Like, okay, it all looks all right. It's okay. And then look at those ports. Look at those DIN ports. I believe they're called DIN. That can't look any more like a cheap Chinese knockoff, huh? Huh? Let's keep going. It gets better. Introduction of the buttons. Someone knows English real well. Here are the... Well, first off, these are not buttons. These are ports. You would mean that's a micro USB port and an HDMI port. These would actually not... They would be switches, not buttons. So that's introduction of my nips. That's why it's going to be fun, because I'm sure it is. Wonderful touch feeling. Wonderful touch feeling. Two controllers support 2 players in case you thought it supported 5.
Whoa!
5!
Whoa!
HDMI port looks like it's cut out with an X-Acto knife. Let's go back and look at it. Yeah, it kind of does a little bit, doesn't it, huh? Yeah, you're right. You're right about that one. Man, I can't wait to feel that wonderful touch feeling. Man, that wonderful touch feeling has my nipple squirting to the ceiling. Now, that's it. I thought I had more stupid, ridiculous fucking photos. But anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to do a little review on that next week. That should be fun. George Bush's buns pay the funds. Wonderful touch feeling. Like they must have the resources to get to someone to do proper translation. Like, you can't tell me that they don't. Like, here's a picture of the controller. Great ergonomics, feels good in the hands, like anything. No, how about wonderful touch feeling? Jackpot! Roll that wonderful touch feeling. I think I'm going to have those words. Jay, if you're watching this, because I know you're feeling better, the thumbnail better have wonderful touch feeling in there. And I want to picture Reggie Fils-Aimé looking horny while I'm holding the console. I have a feeling that's going to become a meme and it's going to get out of control. The Stream Deck. See, dude, I almost did in this stream, no pun intended, Stream Deck, because you think of Stream Deck because you think of the Elgato because it's been the market. It's Steam Deck, but don't worry, I almost made the same mistake, not mistock. I saw someone Reddit say that it's nice to not have to rebuy third-party games like on Switch. That is so fucking true. Because if you already have, which I have a ginormous Steam library, guess what? You have a whole bunch of games. Flukus, don't worry, I almost did the same thing in the fucking video, like for 30 takes. Because the Stream Deck is so like, even if you're like casually into watching YouTubers and shit, like Stream Deck has just been a thing. Wonderful touch feeling. I can't wait to feel the wonderful touch feeling of Gabe Newell's beard. I just spilt a lot of coffee on myself. That was a big splash. No, it's not going to flop like the Steam machines. The Steam machines, I called it. That was one of the few things I was right about. I knew because they had so many of them that it wasn't going to be a wonderful touch feeling with the Steam machines because there were too fucking many of them. And Valve's whole thing was, oh, it's like putting a PC. We're going to consoleize the PC. Here's us going against exactly what turns off people to PC gaming by giving you way too many options. So the people that were console gamers that may have thought about a Steam machine were like, this is confusing just like PCs. Yeah, no, I'm buying a PS4. Sorry, no wonderful touch feeling for me. Oh, what's wrong with you tonight? Did you know Gabe's nipple deck can output 8K, though? I'm curious as to how games will look run like that. They won't run like that. There's no way. Dude, my 3090 won't run games comfortably. Like, there's a couple exceptions, like a racing game. So, no. Yeah. Like, 3090 is still a couple years off. Spread your cheeks and touch wonderfully.
Spread your cheeks and just go to
This
town.
Stream Deck is so slow. I feel like I have a guy I work with that has to run to a different room to press a sound and then come back and say, Rich, I pressed it. Like,
you're getting Grandpa excited.
Yeah, Grandpa is getting excited. Can wonderful touch feeling be a new Rich? It's going to be for this video. That is going to be in the thumbnail is wonderful touch feeling. Wonderful. A matter of fact, just in case they shut down this link, I'm going to save this image because wonderful touch feeling needs to be on that video. Gaben talked about wanting other companies to take SteamOS and make their own Steam. They're going to. It's going to be popular. I don't see how they could fuck this up. The pricing is good. The capabilities are good. The features are good. I don't know. How can they expect gaming experience with, I don't know. I think that I like I said to you, the base model at least should have had 128 gigs. I have to disagree with you on this one. The people who are in the market for the Steam Pad are people who already have computers. Well, I said that. I don't like that eMMC for the base model. The base model is probably not is. Now, Wario said there is an NVMe slot, but Valve doesn't officially support it. And you know what that means? That means that if you go in there and fuck with it, that they're going to void the warranty. I don't know if the executive order on right to repair would prevent that, but I don't have high hopes or high horses. Been clarified you can add your own. Yeah, but it's not officially supported. Wario64 said that. Sean McCarthy is quoting Ralph here. Meaning that probably if you open it up, they're like, yeah, it sucks for you. Oh, man, that's satisfying. That gives me a wonderful touch feeling. That's a wonderful touch. Like, what? How? Come on, man. You're selling this thing in the States. You have to have some kind of budget that you can get someone to translate properly. Not Wonderful Touch Feeling. Review Wonderful Touch Feeling Tech U. No, review Wonderful Touch Feeling USA. Yeah, but dude, you could put Windows on. It's effortless to put Windows on. Where's the bird? Wonderful touch. I can't get over Wonderful Touch Feeling. We just have to keep going with it. Yeah, but why do I feel like that's still... I heard about that, Flukas. But why do I feel like unofficially that's still a thing? All right, so let's open up the mini game. We'll open up... This one I'm actually going to keep closed for the review. But I don't think I'm actually going to review this one, so let's open it up and see how it feels. This will give us a precursor to what to expect. Well, first off, it looks like it was packaged. I have never opened this. This is how it came. It looked like it was packaged by a baboon on coke. I swear on my fucking kids, and I wouldn't swear on my kids if I was lying. This is the first time I have ever cracked this open. This is how it was packaged. Here, I'll move my hand. Does that give you a wonderful touch feeling? No, it doesn't. Okay, so first off, we already have a red flag here. We have composite. I got this in 2020, so we're already off to a rip-roaring ass of a start. Not buying M.2 rumor. Steam Deck is definitely going to be custom. Makes literally no sense for Valve design with M.2 slot only to not support it. But I think from what Wario64 said, I'm not cracking mine open. And here's the thing. It's not officially supported, so to me it's null and void anyway. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Here is the power supply. It looks like it has, oh my God, it has mini USB. Holy 2008. Look. Mini USB, man. Mini. Okay. We're going full throwback here. And let's look at the console because, oh my God, this thing weighs nothing. This makes my phone feel like it weighs as much as a fucking Buick. I'll let you know after I'm done with work. So this thing, wow. Oh, this is bad. This is like next level. First off, it's the entertainment system. Look at this. Look at this. Well, Tommy, at least the Amico can... Well, I would hope to God so. It's the... And they use the most generic... Like, let's find... Like, okay, here's a generic font. Yeah, that's not generic enough. Let's find a font that's more generic. Entertainment system. Oh, my God. Oh my God, this thing is as hollow as my fucking soul. I could see through it. I can see my camera through it. At least it has rubber feet, though. God bless. Okay, let's look at the controllers. It does have a wonderful touch feeling, though. All right, so we have turbo buttons here. That's exciting. I'm so much excited. Let's see if it has wonderful touch feeling. I'm not going to let that go for this stream. Wonder if I can use a Sega Genesis controller on it because it has the same DIN ports. Oh. Alright, so the BA buttons feel fine. Those are the select and start are like rubber membranes. And they like kind of like the original NES controller. However, I got to admit it's not the worst controller I have ever felt. I have felt. Can you? Okay. Can you press down from the? You kind of can. Okay, that's not good, but not the worst knockoff D-pad I've ever felt. This is not the worst knockoff controller. It does have a pretty wonderful touch feeling. It's not bad. I'll have to game with it. Because then it may be terrible. But from initial impressions, it's not the worst controller I've ever felt. It's adequate, like my penis. It's not great, it's just adequate. This is the same thing. Okay, that was fun. 10 out of 10. Would wonderful touch again. Not bad. This is pretty much the piece of hot garbage that I expected. I'm sure it's going to have a whole bunch of knockoff games. We'll see how it emulates them. Maybe if it emulates them, I don't know how much I spent on this. I have no fucking clue. Maybe this is like the Soldier console that I never got. Wonderful touch feeling. Okay. What the? Yeah, that's good. I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think about wonderful touch feeling. That is what the fuck, and that's true because literally it is what the fuck. Oh yeah, you want to see how bad I fucked up my PS5? It didn't really fuck it. The console is fine, but I scuffed it up. I'll show you. This will not give you a wonderful touch feeling. No reason to upgrade a Switch OLED when the Steam Deck exists. Luckily enough to get my reservation, Nintendo needs a true upgrade sooner than later. Yeah, now they really do. But again, I don't think that this is going to be a direct competitor to the Nintendo Switch. I could be wrong. I just don't think it is. I think it's a different market. But anyway, I'll show you. Oh, God. God, when you go from wonderful touch feeling console to this thing weighs as much as like my car. Anyway, move these off of here. No liquids. Rich, want to go get a coffee and a wonderful touch. Ralph would want a wonderful touch feeling. That's for shit sure. Richie, let's take this off, and I'll remember Yang Ye's wise words. So you put your hand down here and you lift this way, right? Yes. Yes. I know I'm right about that. Yeah. I probably could Mr. Clean these, smart brush these out. You could see where, here. I know a lot of you are going to cringe, but like, Rich, I can't even get a PS5 and you're marring yours. Look at that. Look at my titties, too. 5 years ago, Google Fish's stream started. You see it? It actually looks worse in person. Let me tilt it better here so you can take a look. Oh, wow. It doesn't really look bad on camera, but it's much worse in person. I assure you. Does it mean the console is damaged in any way? No, of course not. But still pisses me off, though, because I have OCD and I like my stuff to stay really fresh looking, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You live and you learn. So this is like my guinea pig console. If I could get it on here right. Can I? Did it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's back on. Put the stand back on. PS4 mars itself when you remove those to clean it. Yeah, I know. Dude, I don't... And then I see, like, look, I love Yang Ye. I think he's a cool dude. Great guy. But it was like, oh, this is a great design. And I'm like, what? No, it's not. It's a bad design. That is not a good design. I know what it's... Look, I can take it on and off. No problem now. Look, here. It's off. Back in. It's on. I know how to do it. Still don't think it's a good design. Like, I still don't think that's the way it should. And this, oh, look, just follow little PlayStation markers, the squares, and that's how you put. Look at this. Remember I said the stand flops like a flaccid elephant cock? I wasn't exaggerating. That's how you're supposed to have it horizontal. Look. Look. That's real. That's how Sony manufactured it. That's how it's supposed to be when you put it horizontal. Really? 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 And look what it does when the stand is off. Why aren't they releasing it in Japan? Interesting. Rake Ouija. Look at the stand. Like, this is how... I'm not doing anything wrong. This is how it's supposed to be. Look. Flubba, 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 flubba. There it is. Look, flubba, flubba. That's how... Like, anyone who defends that, stop defending it. Mark Cerny is not going to get an erection over you. Stop defending that. The flopping is not okay. Like, come on. Like, I'm showing you right now. I have it exactly. I'm over like a millimeter. Okay, no, I was actually more accurate before. Here, I'll slide it. I am dead on where the PlayStation, like the squares and the X's are. And look. Really? Really? And let's take, like, here, and only console that you put horizontal. Now, granted, there's no real, minus fans, no moving parts, but look at that shaking. It shakes more than my titties when I'm jogging down the street. Look at this. Don't defend that. Don't. It has nothing to do with it's Sony. I'm not anti-Sony. People said I was anti-Microsoft during the 8th generation when it first started. If Microsoft made a console like this, would you defend this? Really? Oh, look, I spit on top of my console. I blame you. I blame you. All right, so let's put this back on now. Mark, I'm disappointed. I don't know if Mark actually engineered that. I don't think he did, but... All right, why are you not cooperating? Cooperate! All right, now you're cooperating. There we go. Richard, you make sure to message Mark Cerny before talking about... Yeah, he actually... His agents are both Ian and Pat the NES Punk. And whenever you talk about anybody, just like they do, all the time, just like they do, I'm sure that everyone they talk about and rip new assholes whenever they do a podcast, I'm positive, without question, that Pat and Ian practice what they preach and send DMs giving them heads up they're going to talk about them during the podcast. Oh, wait, I'm sure they fucking don't. Oh, those guys, man, they're great. I will give them a huge kiss if I see them at a con. I'll just be mwah. So, I mean, can you really, like, honestly defend, like, seriously, can you honestly defend that with a straight face? I showed you. It literally jiggles. The stand literally jiggles. Well, I had the stand off. I was showing it with the stand off. Then I put the stand on. It doesn't flop like that horizontal with the stand on. But the fact that you need a stand for a console when it's horizontal is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's just ridiculous. French kiss me, daddy. No, Abby, the PS3 and PS4 weren't like that. Now, I'm doing this week, you missed my other Super Chat. Sorry, man. Where the hell is my mouse? I got so into Wonderful Touch feeling that I lost my mouse. Undecided, I'm sorry. Where you at, bro? I currently have 2 PS5s and Series X. My brother sent me a Series X for my birthday. He works for Microsoft. My sister sent me a PS5 from GameStop for my birthday. I bought my PS5 myself from Best Buy. So you are just swimming in 9th fucking gen! Aren't you? You man. That's actually pretty awesome. Just put him in different rooms. Makes your life convenient. I hope the Steam Deck has an NVMe slot in the inside, because if you do, you could try an NVMe to an external GPU on the machine. But it's so beefy in and of itself for a portable console. Why would you want to do that? I mean, I guess if you want it, but then again, you're going to have it gutted and sit there and use the NVMe slot with it open. Why would you just use a laptop at that point? I will. All right, Rich, I'm curious. Which PlayStation external design is your favorite? Honestly, let me think. I would PS1. It was fine. I would have to say the base PS4. Yeah. If they didn't have the shiny plastic, I think it would have been perfect. I like the kind of I think that design holds up to this day. PS3 was ugly, but it was the first one was ugly like in a cool way. Like it was like a George Foreman grill, but it's still I liked it. It tried hard to be futuristic, but it was still okay. This one I don't like the PS5 design. I don't like it. It's fine. It doesn't matter. The game all it matters is how it plays the fucking games. But I don't like the fact that you need a design in horizontal. When you lay it horizontal, it's just baffling to me. It baffles the living fuck out of me. Hey, Rich, how are you, mate? I'm good. God of War Ragnarok has release date, and it's April 23rd, 2022. Let's wreck PS5, and it will support AMD FSR. Best news ever. That's their answer to DLSS, right? I forgot what FSR stands for right now because I had some alcohol. Rich, the NVMe drives models of Steam Deck are replaceable drives. Yeah, but they're saying it's not officially supported by Valve. Even if with right to repair and the FTC shit, I'm not a fan of that. Like, that's Valve trying to discourage you from doing it, which I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? Not like, why? Just let it be. Like, that's the one thing I could say. It was a pain in the ass to upgrade the NVMe inside of the Ionia that I was sent to review. There were so many little screws, and I think they fixed it in the retail version, but it was tougher to take that thing apart than it was to build a whole fucking computer. Well, what company isn't trying to make money? Rakuya or a Ouija? I want to sell my extra. I'm not sure what I'll do with the Series X because I use Game Pass Gold with my laptop, so it seems redundant. Yeah, but I don't know. There's still a reason to have a console, even if, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird and I'm a hardware hoarder. Yeah, I am. I think I'm admitting that. I have too much hardware that I don't need. Pat reminds me of the guy I beat up in high school and got expelled for, but was worth it. My parents wasn't even mad because he was a bully. Dude, like I said before, all kidding aside, I've noticed this throughout the years, is that people become friends with you because they want to be in your good graces because they feel that they'll dodge. It keeps you out of their crosshairs. And when they realize that it doesn't, then they have no use for you. Look, I know Pat, and here's the thing about me. I practice look, I'm not saying I'm sure I've been hypocritical with things. I'm human. But I practice what I preach, though. Like, even if I don't like you, but I agree with you, I'll defend you like I was defending 95% of what Pat and Ian were saying last night about the Amico, because I agree with them. Just because I will put my personal feelings aside to talk about the bigger picture. You know, but if he thinks that I'm going to sit there and thank you, Wario64, it's because of you I was able to pre-order the Nintendo Switch OLED. But if he thinks I'm going to sit there and tiptoe around him because we're buddies and not call him out when he has a stupid fucking take, he could eat my ass with a spoon. It's that simple, you know? Keep them in your ball hairs. Dude, I was a hardware hoarder even as a kid, I'll admit. I remember, like, I was a Walkman collector. I mean it, too. Like, you could ask Intro Guy, he could verify this. I had a dresser in my room. Because I didn't just get Sony Walkmans. I got portable cassette players from, like, Panasonic and Sharp. One of my favorite ones, actually, was a Panasonic player that I got from, like, it wasn't BJ's. It was some other place that, like, before BJ's was a thing back in the early, kind of like BJ's, and they had Sharp auto reverse tape deck, compact cassette player. God, it was it was like built like it wasn't even that expensive. It was like $30 back then. Now, granted, obviously inflation, but it was built like a tank, a metal mechanism. Like, you could probably throw that thing off a fucking cliff and it would still play a cassette, and the auto reverse mechanism would work on it. That's funny because Pat cries every other podcast about some kid that bullied him when he was a kid. At 40 years old, you need to stop. Really? I don't know. I don't want to listen to his podcast anymore. It just bothered me too, is that they said I was punching down on smaller YouTubers when what I literally did was went to Intellivision Amico's page and looked at their sizzle or reel videos. It wasn't like I went to, oh, this is Bob7, let's go to his YouTube channel and make fun of all of his videos. All I did was watch what was on the Amico fucking page. Like, don't make it like it's just so hypocritical, man. It's such hypocritical bullshit, and they could go fuck themselves. That's serious. I don't like them. I don't like them. I'll agree with them with their take on the Amico, because I've seen how things have fallen apart with it, but just because I agree with you on something does not mean I like you. I do not like them at all. I think they're both fucking arrogant, sensitive, shitty assholes, especially Pat. Get the fuck over yourself. Subway always makes me shit. There's two, when I get them, I haven't had Subway in a while, but when I get them, it's Subway and Papa John's. I haven't had Papa John's in ages. If I have Papa John's, my asshole turns into a cannon. Ladies, I'm single. Imagine I wrote about, if I had a dating profile and I wrote on it, Papa John's turns my asshole into a cannon. M/39/NY. Papa John's turns my asshole into a cannon. You know what's funny? Who said the Sony TCD5 is a tank of a portable tape deck? I remember when I graduated 4th grade, and I was like, which you don't really graduate, but you passed 4th grade. Because I did good. My parents got me like a really high-end Sony Walkman, and I was so excited for it. It had a digital radio, which was a big deal back then, and auto reverse. And I went through like 3 of them, and then we gave up because the auto reverse mechanism kept on breaking. Like like when you tried to switch to the other side, it just wouldn't work. It just kept on going back and forth between each side. You would think, like, because Sony was like, they were considered. Who's messaging me now? They were considered like the Rolls Royce. Mine does that with Domino's. Domino's doesn't do that to me. Pizza Hut doesn't do that to me either. But Sony was considered like the Rolls Royce of like Walkmans, because they defined what the Walkman was. The Walkman was like even the iPod's dead now. It was like the iPhone, let's say, of portable music entertainment back in the 80s and 90s. So you, like, the first name that you thought of was Sony when you wanted to out to go buy a portable cassette player. And I remember getting that, and it was like the top of the line model. It had, like I said, the digital radio, but it kept the auto reverse mechanism. We went through 3 of them, and it just stopped working. So I was like, fuck this. Rich, how are you this fine evening? The king of cucumbers. I am fan-fucking-tastic. We have a wonderful touch feeling of a console. God, dude, I was saying before, I had a drawer full. There was a brand from Sears. This is when Sears was like still a company to be reckoned with. They had a brand called LXI, I believe. And there was this Sears like part place, not like car parts, but it had parts for everything, like electronics and stuff. And they had like these stands that sold like their version of knockoff Sony Walkmans by LXI. And one of them I got from there, and it had like gold font on it. It was very early 90s looking, like it reeked of it. And it was older. That was actually pretty nice too. There was a lot of nice knockoff, no-name brand Sony Walkmans. And at the time, I think Sony owned Iowa. So if you bought an Iowa tape player, it was basically a Walkman. GPX. I listened to hip hop from when I was like 7 years old. And the way they cut cost on like budget Walkman knockoffs or portable cassette players, like GPX, what they would do is they would only have fast forward. So if you wanted to rewind your cassette, you'd have to take this is how old I am. You would take the cassette out and flip sides, and that's how you'd rewind the side that you actually wanted to listen to. There was no rewind button. And I had a GPX portable cassette player that was bare boned, had play, fast forward, and stop. I can remember the way that thing looked to this day. And I remember going to my cousin's house, and she had like Brand Nubian. She had like MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice and LL Cool J, and I remember listening to that shit till like 3 a.m. GPX. And then there got all the old brands, man. Like there was, anyone remember Sound Design? Anyone remember Sound Design? I remember going into stores like Ames, 7 beers in, can't smell my farts. Do I have an issue? Dude, I remember one time I got real. We'll go back to the Sound Design in a second. Could you just reminded me? I remember when I used to get really hammered. We used to go out partying like when I was first in college. I remember we went to this restaurant after we went out doing really hard drinking. And I was so drunk I couldn't taste anything. Like, I remember eating a burger and I was just like, why does this taste like nothing? And they're like, yeah, because you are that drunk, dude. You are that drunk. Yep. So, good memories. Anyway, yeah, so Sound Design. I remember going to Ames. And one of the big things with Ames was they had all the Sound Design component systems. But the thing about the component systems was they weren't really components, because all they would do is make the plastic look like it was separate components. And these things were and then they would have the speakers, and the speakers were like the super thin veneer or plastic with like particle board, and the speakers were made of paper, and they would have like the shiny cones, and they were so fucking bad, man. They were so fucking bad. And God, there was Lennox. There was even a brand worse than Sound Design, which was saying something. Anyone remember Lennox Sound? If you really want to go down the OG cheap rabbit hole. Anyone remember Lennox Sound? Whoo! You're going to the real. If you're a real fucking boomer, and you're remembering that real cheap shit. If you remember Lennox Sound. My mom bought my NC. Ames was dead by that time by me, Death Metal Probe. And yes, I remember E-Machine and Gateway. E-Machine's things at the time was you could get it, like how they would, like back then, that's when even like a basic computer was like $1,500. Like computers used to be insanely expensive in the States before we used slave labor to make our computers. Isn't that a heartwarming story? It's true though. And E-Machine's thing was, hey, you could get in a computer. But all you have to do is sign up for AOL for 2 years and sell them your soul, and that's how you used to get it. But yeah, E-Machines were shit. They kind of sort of made a little comeback for a bit. I think they were bought by. Weren't they bought by Gateway, or maybe they were bought by. I don't even remember who the fuck they were bought by. I remember Ames. Mine still had a food court. Yes, dude. I remember they used to have when I was a kid at Ames, going back to Ames and Lennox Sound and Sound Design and all those shit stereos and stuff. I remember I used to go there with my parents during the weekend, and they used to have like a bargain bin of like Nintendo. You called them Nintendo games back then, but it was NES games, and I remember getting Legend of Kage. I used to call it Legend of Cage. I thought it was Legend of Cage, but it's Legend of Kage, I think is the proper announce. And I remember getting that from that bargain bin. It's a pretty shitty game. I actually liked it back then, though. That was another one I liked back then, kind of like Athena. But I remember like they used to I had They had other shitty brands. There were so many shitty brands. Rich, can I get 5 farts for the Xbox Series controller? Deserves it for being great and improved. Yes. Yes, I am fucking old. They used to, I remember I got a KLH boombox. And I remember being pissed off at it because one of my favorite things to do was make mixtapes. And it had dual cassettes. That was a big thing back then, so you could copy your cassettes. And the sound quality on the second cassette deck recording sounded fucking disgusting. It was like all distorted. And it probably was something wrong with it, but I was a kid and didn't know any better. So I remember my dad went out and bought me a higher end. It was I think it was a realistic boombox. And it had much better sound quality. But the only thing that sucked about it is that it didn't have, used to want to record mixtapes from like a CD player. Or like, I wanted it to have a line input. So I remember my dad drilled holes in the side, and because he's an electronics engineer and he's still to this day is ridiculous. And he put his own line in and put a switch on it so I could record from CD players. And it had great sound quality. I remember weird shit. Why the fuck does it matter what the next gen system is called? My mom is still going to call it Nintendo. That is true. I know. So, like, if someone's like 70 plus, they're like, "Oh, you got one of those Nintendo." You could be like a Series X. It could be a Steam Deck. It could be a Switch. It could be a computer the size of a fucking zip code. It's a Nintendo. I wanted your thoughts on the super chat. Oh, I missed the super chat from you, man. Sorry, dude. Peyton, let's see here. Would you have liked a modular battery on this? They could have had 99 watt hour packs that make the console thicker, but maybe make them an option. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, man. Make them an option. They could have made money off of it. Sell them separately. There you go. Okay, it would have cost more to have maybe like where you could remove the battery. I understand that, but they probably would have made money off a bigger battery accessory. That's they profit margins, baby. Acer bought Gateway and E-Machines. Okay, there you go, beautiful Angel. I knew something like that. Acer, yes. I remember Alexander's, Caldor, and Woolworth. Caldor I remember, and Woolworth. Alexander's I don't remember. Remember Caldor. It was weird. The one they had by me, it was in Westchester when I was in Westchester as a kid. Oh, look, my monitor's starting to flash because LG monitors are complete fucking shit. Every LG monitor I have bought, I have had issues with. Well, Ecclesia, look, you're pre-diabetic. You know what you do? Just get on the wagon again, man. It's not that big a deal. Get on the wagon now. You know? But the Caldors by me it was in Westchester, had like this, I think it was an oil pipeline that like, it was kind of creepy looking, and it was huge, and it went like up, and it went over. It was really, really strange. And and I always remember there was like a hot dog vendor right outside of it one time. And my mom bought me a hot dog, and my window was rolled down, and this guy walked by, and she thought that he picked his nose and the booger went into my hot dog, so she took the hot dog and wouldn't let me eat it. I swear on my kids, that's a true fucking story. Anyway, can your dad fix CRTs? This one, the one I have is kind of custom, so no, he can't. He can make money off that. Yeah, but they're so fucking heavy, dude. You know, farts and go to town, please. Also, vinyl versus wave. Vinyl's gonna, if you have a proper vinyl and go to town, yes.
Spread your cheeks and just go to town.
The Steam Deck is probably better than a lot of people's PCs, to be quite Bob and frank with you. I wonder if it has that wonderful touch. I'm not going to let go of wonderful touch. I can't let go of it. Spread your cheeks and just go to town. That's where you'll see all the brown. Actually, that was pretty good. I think the Cross Country Mall had a Caldor. I remember the Woolworth on 34th Street had a diner that served breakfast all day. Dude, it's so... And, like, remember service merchandise? One thing I always remember going to service merchandise that was in Fishkill near me. And the service merchandise... I remember they had, like... It was behind glass. Like, they had... This is when minidisc was still a thing. And they had, like, Sanyo minidisc players. And I remember being like, oh man, I want them all. I still love minidisc to this day, even though it's a useless format now. But back then, it was such a great format that I think was underrated. Nokia N-Gage Chad versus Virgin Stream Deck. Yeah. Gotta love that vertical screen. That was such a weird, like, how even back then did they think that vertical screen was a smart idea? Do you realize there was actually an Elder Scrolls game for that thing? There was a Tony Hawk game. Terrible. And the first one, didn't you have to like take out the battery to switch cartridges too? Didn't you have to take out the battery in the first one? Didn't you have to hold it like a taco? And then I remember there was another store called Jamesway. It's just amazing how all the, like, now there would be no need for all those brick and mortar stores. But back then, man, it was a different time. Everyone liked that statement I had, the Gaben gear. That was actually my editor that made that. I guess he was feeling a little better later on. I think he made the Gaben gear. And let's see how Emax is doing. It's doing all right. Sony dropped it with minidisc because the codec was way better than MP3 at the same bit rates. No, what happened is that the recording industry fucked it just like they fucked DAT. DAT, if it wasn't held back by the RIAA getting involved and wanting copy protection and thinking it was going to be the end of the fucking world, it should have destroyed compact cassette. It should have absolutely destroyed it. It actually had better audio quality than CD because it had a better sample rate. Even though it was tape, you could actually access tracks fairly fast on it because the decks would like fly through. Like if you fast forward, like say you wanted to, because you could put track markers on DAT tapes. I had DAT decks. I used to love DAT. I liked minidisc more, but I loved DAT too. You could fly to different tracks on there. The audio quality was incredible. They had portable decks. I had a portable recorder. I had a portable DAT deck recorder in my freshman year of high school. But the industry fucked it. Just like they freaked out. The movie industry when VCR tapes first came out. I remember the motion picture president came out and saying that like he made like these insanely like, oh, this is like letting a thief into your home to steal everything, and it actually made the movie industry blow up because now people are like, oh cool, I can watch this movie at home now. It actually did the exact opposite of what they thought it was going to do. They thought it was going to destroy the movie industry. It actually blew up the movie industry. Oh man. But that's the thing about like minidisc. It was another one too. I mean, I think about it back then. This is before we had iPods. This is before we had clouds or music streaming like Spotify or whatever app you use. Like minidisc solved all the problems. It made CDs, they could get scratched somewhat easily. Minidiscs can't. The audio quality, yes, it was compressed, but you could fit the same amount of music, and it didn't really sound any different unless you really audio peeped with like a $30,000 setup. You wouldn't hear the difference. It was much easier to record mixtapes because it ran on an optical media. Like, so say I wanted to get one song off the radio. Song's done, pause it. Go get my CD player, want to get a song off there, then it makes a second track. Want to get a song off a tape, pause it again, makes the third track. And then you have a mixtape from all these different sources, and it was so easy to make. And then you have this disc that you could record onto a billion fucking times that you could throw it against the wall and nothing would happen to it. So there's two things. One, Sony could have marketed it better. Secondly, it was too expensive. But if it wasn't for the RIAA getting in the way with they wanted the serial copyright management system. It was called SCMS. If they didn't get in away with that, I think minidisc would have been even more successful. It actually lasted a hell of a lot longer than people even realize. I think it was until like, what did they stop minidisc in like 2007 or 2005? And then towards the end of it, like Sony tried to make it compete with MP3s, and they had this stupid interface for the computer that was fucking awful. And like they made it like you can make like long play mini discs and put a whole bunch of, but it was so, the interface was piss poor. It was like so poorly thought out. Oh, and I have a small dick. Undecided. I had the first MP3 player from Sony back in '98. It cost $200 and had a whopping 32 meg. Was that the first one? Because I think I had, not that I care, I'm not trying to have a dick measuring contest with you, but I had the Diamond Rio. And I think it only had 32 megabytes too. And I remember getting Slim Shady, Brain Dead like Jane Brady, I'm an M80, you little like that Kim lady, whatever song that was for off the Slim Shady LP, but it was actually a different instrumental it used. And I got it off the internet, which is crazy back then because I got it off the internet on dial-up. This is like Internet 1.0, and I found that song. And I had it. It was a Diamond Rio, and you could put a flash card to upgrade the memory in there, but it only had like 32 megabytes in it. 32 megabytes. Yeah, Just Don't Give a Fuck, but that was Just Don't. It was a different version. It wasn't the one on the album. I actually liked it better than the one on the album. I remember KB. Oh, yeah, KB Toys. I remember vividly. Mom bought me a new cotton candy machine from there, and when I opened it on Christmas, it had been used. Oh, God. What happens if like someone stuck their dong in there, man? I remember my friend Yarrick. He's done some videos with me on this channel. He's a filmmaker out in Cali, actually. He got the first. This is when the iPod was Apple only. You could only use it on like Macintosh computers. That's how you interfaced it. And it was FireWire. The first iPod was FireWire. Oh, you meant the first one Sony put out. Okay. Yeah, it kind of sounds like the Diamond Rio one I had. I actually think I bought that from not GameStop. What was GameStop before? I can't even remember. An EB Games. EB Games I got that from, out of all places, which was very strange. I got the Diamond Rio MP3 player from EB Games. LimeWire was based. I use a lot. Kids these days don't know. LimeWire, Kazaa. Remember Kazaa? Remember there was Kazaa. There was LimeWire. I remember I got the album from Raekwon, Mobilarity. I got that from Napster. And I remember remember thinking like, this is crazy. What a time to be alive. Because I remember getting that off of Napster, and it took overnight to download the full album. Because again, I was still on dial-up. And I remember getting all the MP3 files, making sure they were in order, and then burning them to a CD. I'm like, oh man, this is pirating music in style. And I remember I had a 2000. I got it new because I was a spoiled fuck. My parents bought it for me. I got a new Volkswagen Jetta, and I remember bumping a Mobilarity in there, the burnt CD, because I had a CD burner. Like, that was all bleeding edge shit back then, and that was pretty crazy, man. I mean, I was already a few years into CD burning. I remember me and my friend Tim, like I always talk. We've talked about this a billion times on stream, but it fits into what I'm saying. We already figured out how to the right software to get to circumvent the copy protection on PlayStation games, and we used to go to Blockbuster and just rent whatever games we want. Wild 9, which actually Tommy Tellerico worked on the soundtrack for that. Fun fact. And I remember getting that and burning all the games. You would rent the games and you would just get copies of them. You'd have a billion copies of a billion different games that would only cost you a few bucks to rent. Yeah, piracy. I remember. Do you remember? We all remember. We remember that wonderful touch feeling. I'll bet Mark Cerny's singular mega nipple has a wonderful touch feeling. It's 3 times the size of average nips, located directly in the center of his chest. Imagine, like, because I know I have a fairly decent size following that, like, Mark Cerny was talking about. Hey, Rich, Review Tech USA was talking about you last time, Mark. What was he saying? Oh, he was talking about your nipples. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what the fuck? You could still burn CDs with Windows Media Player. Can you really? But why? I mean, I guess if you want to go retro, cool, but yeah. These headphones, you could still buy these new. They're like 20 bucks. They look like garbage, and their build quality, honestly, yeah, it's kind of garbage, but the drivers in here sound better than 90% of the fucking headphones out there. I shit you not. You have arrived, Rich. Thank you. It's just Robbie. Oh, man. Butt cheeks. They look like shit, but they sound amazing. I know they look like shit. They used to have a better build quality. These are the titaniums. They actually had better versions of these, like build quality wise, but the same drivers, but they cut down the price. I can't recommend these enough. As a matter of fact, I may buy another few pairs just to keep them in the box, so if they ever stop selling them, that's how good they sound. They sound better than like Bluetooth headphones you would buy for 200 bucks. Joe Mack, DSP's bald spot plus your left nip equals wonderful. Yeah, wonderful touch feeling. Yes, that took me a minute.
Spread your cheeks and just go to town. To town.
You're getting Grandpa excited.
Can I taste your nuts?
I just feel like pressing all the buttons. I don't stop. So I'll get you the link. Let me get the link. Let me get the link on my Amazon account. I'm just going to type on the fucking iPad keyboard. Let me see here. Let me go to Amazon and I'll get you guys the link. Because they're like build quality shit. I'm just warning you of that now. But the sound quality is out of this fucking world. Like $200 headphones. Like these will give a run for their money. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I'm not making money off the link I'm giving you, so it's not me trying to, upsell something. What? What do you mean you forgot my password? Oh, come on. Let me see it. Really? We're doing all this? Yes, it's me trying to sign in. What the fuck? Really? I've used Amazon on this computer like a billion times. Anyway, let me go to my... Yeah, okay, there's nothing on the screen there. Fart in my face. All right, so costs. There's all the accessories I got from my PS5 accessory video, which should be interesting. And can you still buy these? Please say yes. I'll be sad if... Yes, you can. You could buy these. And they're only $19.29. Again, yes, they're floppy, just like me. But the sound quality is unfucking real, man. Like, unreal. So let me get a... Where's the share? Here we go. Skip, dip, flip, dip, 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 dip. Skip, dip, flip, dip, 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 dip. Let me make sure it works before I post it, because sometimes Amazon links are weird. There we go. Purchase 5 times. If that gives you any proof that I'm not exaggerating about how good they sound, here. There you go. And that is not an affiliate link. I don't make a penny off of it. So like I said, I'm not trying to upsell anything. Their build quality is shit, but their sound quality is absolutely amazing. I can't stress enough how good they sound. Yeah, I bought them 5 times. I've lost like 3 pairs of them because I moved and so. But I may have. I'm just to show you again how I may buy them. Actually, I'm going to add it to the. I'm going to add it to the cart now. I'm going to add 3 of them to the cart and add to the cart. I shit you not. I'm not playing how much I enjoy them. What are you trying to get out of here, Amazon? Don't try to upsell me on shit. Like, they're comfortable too, though. Don't get me wrong. They, like, you see me wearing them in streams all the time. They feel like there's almost nothing on your head. You know? Like, as a matter of fact, let me, I'll mute the desktop for a second so you guys don't. Let me bump something real quick. The sound is off, right? Make sure desktop is off. Audio is off there. Let me bump something real quick. Yeah, dude. I know you can't hear this, but turn the volume a little more. Oh, I'm not playing with you. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here listening to me listen to music that you can't hear, USA. But I'm telling you, like, I've tried a bunch of Bluetooth headsets recently. I'm sure if I went to like some insane Sony sets or the iPod Maxes or with AirPod, whatever the fuck it is, butt pod, it would beat it. But these, oh, they sound so fucking clean, dude. Seriously. You can still buy the Sony. Yeah, I know. There's like these. I used to buy these back in like the early 90s, but they were used to be sold by Radio Shack. These were under like Optimus or some shit with Radio Shack, and they were built better. And what Radio Shack used to have a warranty that no matter what happened, so I used to, my dad would buy me a pair, the Optimus version. It was cost made them, but it was just Radio Shack slapped the Optimus branding on them. And you would buy the warranty, and it was like, oh, you could pee on these and get a new pair. My dad's like, all right, I'll spend the extra $5. These were actually like $40 back then, before, or $30, let's say. And you know, I used to be, and I would just get a free pair like every like 9 months. So Rich loves to bury his face in cheeks. Yeah, so that's the same with these, is my point, Undecided, is that these are so... I hope they never stop selling them, because I was just listening to Rome Street's 96 Naughty Windbreaker shit. I don't know, guys know Rome Street. I love his shit. God, and I turned up the volume. It's just clear. The bass is perfect. It's not too much. No, everyone's like... I remember even back in the day, like, people were like, oh, Rich, forget those headphones. Buy these Sennheiser ones. They make me so hard. And I'm like, I remember, again, because I was spoiled, my dad bought me like this $200 pair of Sennheisers, and someone's like, oh, they'll wipe the floor. I'm like, these sound shittier. They sound more, it's not even like, I don't want a lot of bass. I want like a good, flat, natural sound. And I'm like, all right, these may have a little bit of extra bass, but they just, like, the high end sounds cleaner without sounding too bright. The mid-range doesn't like hurt. It's just, they're so fucking good. And I'm like, I went to the Sennheisers and they just sounded muddy. And I'm like, okay, they're okay, but they're actually worse sounding than these, and these are cheaper. So, new name for breasts, chest cheeks. That's actually very good. I applaud you on that, Google Fish. So, if you're looking for like a pair of headphones that's still, I mean, you could always buy a Bluetooth adapter too and hook these to them, which I know is not completely convenient, but the sound on these is so good that if you get one of those decent, like, there's like a whole bunch of Chinese knockoff Bluetooth adapters that are more than acceptable. These sound really fucking good. These sound real. I don't know what to say. They punch way above their class, way above. It's still like, I forgot almost how good they sound until I just listened to that right now. So if you take care of them and you accept the fact that they're not built great in terms of durability, the sound quality on these, and I'll shut the fuck up about them because I'm not sponsored by Cost and I didn't show you an affiliate link, is second to none. And at the price, I would say at this price, for less than $20, you can't find a better pair of headphones for that price. Period. End of discussion. Anyway, let's move on. Oh yeah, I muted the audio so I didn't get a copyright claim. Good point. Sorry. You're right. Ricky, here's your applause. They do have a wonderful touch feeling. That is true. I cringe when I see radio shows clips on YouTube and everyone in the studio is wearing Beats or AirPods. Yeah, and they're not even that great. Yep. These easily sound better than any AirPods you could buy right now, or the Beats. These will wipe the fucking floor. I don't care if you have a $400 pair of the AirPods Max. Fuck them. Well, maybe those will be better. But all the other AirPods, these will wipe these costs wipe the cost. If this had ass cheeks, it uses the AirPods as toilet paper. I'm not even exaggerating. I wish I was, kind of, because they're so... Yeah, it's a status symbol. These may not sound great, but look, I have a lot of money so I could buy them. Be impressed by me. Whoa! Are also amazing. Okay, let me look those up, actually. Actually, no, that's a lie. You know what I'm going to do, Swaffle Manish? I'm going to piss first and look those up. I'll be right back. After these messages, I'm a butt snack. Keon, try them. That was not an affiliate link. If you think they suck, Amazon accepts returns on virtually anything. You could take a shit on these and Amazon will accept a return. That's not an affiliate link. I ain't trying to sell you anything. Try them. If you don't like them, return them. Use them. Take a dump on them if you want to. Speaking of which, I'll be right back. Wonderful touch feeling. So I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, that's the thing. And well, man, marketing is powerful, dude. Marketing, like these don't look sexy. I get made fun of undecided every time I wear these. Like, what fucking piece of shit like, yeah, okay, build quality wise, they are piece of shit, but sound quality wise, they'll blow away any of those fucking Beats or AirPods, minus like one or two exceptions that people wear. You know, but these don't look sexy. You're not going to see like iJustine wearing, you know what I mean? Like, these are about as sexy as me shirtless. I get it, you know, but I mean, I'm sure like those high-end Sony Bluetooth headphones too. Like, I'm not saying these are the best headphones on, that's a lie. I'm sure there's plenty of like high-end headphones, but there's a lot of them, man, that are like, oh, these are the Bluetooth AirPods to get, or the Beats to get. And these will destroy them sound quality wise. And again, and I'm not endorsed by cost or anything. I just want to make sure that's abundantly fucking clear. And I'll look into those KP30HIs. Let me look at those. Swaffle-manish. If I could copy and paste today. I'm actually not drunk in the slightest. Like, it's already, like, I barely even had a buzz before, but cushion. Well, those are the cushion costs. There's a K with them. These Ks. What's up with? They look nice. They have 2,000 ratings and almost 5 stars. Let me add these to the cart. I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna take your word on it, motherfucker, and try them. How about that? Let me look up a Bluetooth audio receiver. I want it so I could put. No. I'll look at this later. Why am I looking at this now while I'm streaming? Anyway. So yeah, I'll try those, man. I'll try the $29. It's not going to break the bank, so. Thank you. Look at that beautiful bald head. Thank you, Ricky. Well, no, man, I had to take a dump. I had to, you know. I think I've tried the Cost Porta Pros. Are these considered Porta Pros? Look. No, they're not. They're titanium portable. I have not. Let me get more seltzer, man. I need it. I need that wonderful touch feeling. But, yeah, if you're looking, again, durability-wise, don't expect much, but they're, in terms of quality, especially at their price point, nothing comes close to them. You're not finding a pair of headphones that sound as good as these at $19.29. All right, let's shut the fuck up about those headphones. They're great. They're cheap. Buy them. Don't buy them. I don't make money off if you buy them or not. They're there. I put the link. Here's a link one more time. Wonderful touch feeling. No, whoops. Oops. That's a lie, because I got rid of the link. Damn it. Okay. There we go. Wonderful touch feeling. There you go. Do you think the mouse pads on the Steam Deck will last more than 6 months? Yeah, I think they'll be fine, dude. It's a pad. I think it'll be okay. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm not, like, you know, holding hands with Gabe and engineering it, but they look okay. They look like any other pad out there. You know, I'm sure you'll see wear, but that happens on, like, this pad here, and it happens on my high-end Razer keyboard behind me. Monster Hunter Stories 2 on Switch is amazing. I'll have to try it out. I'm gonna get Zelda Skyward Sword. I don't know if I'll play it, but I'll get it anyway. Why? Because I'm a fucking moron. Don't ask me questions. Rich, I'm going back to college with no COVID restrictions. Looking forward to getting super sloshed. Don't get too sloshed, though, man. I don't know. Alcohol. Oh, wow. Crap. I got like a whole bunch of. Do you think that? So, Sony always sends me headphones to test out. I just have signed an NDA saying that I won't post pictures or videos with them. Oh, there you go. That's actually pretty cool. Speaking of things I got to review that phone I've been using. I forgot the fucking name of it. The ZTE 30 Ultra. It's a very nice phone. Yeah, I'm not high. I have now not touched an edible in 2 weeks. And I may not be touching it for another 2 weeks. I have been very sober. Minus I have had like maybe 4 drinks in the past 2 weeks. That's it. You know, but well, yeah, college is not for partying, General Parr. You're right. But if you got to be there and get a degree, you might as well have some fun while you're doing it. Why did I stop doing edibles? I was just doing them too much, so I want to take a break. That's really it. Oh, I check out less known music. Like I listen to Rome Streets. I listen to Griselda. I listen to, like, that's a lot of like the hip hop. I don't listen to any mainstream stuff really. You know? So yeah, I do all the time. No, it's not ZTE that's banned. It's what is the other brand? I can't think of them right now. It's not ZTE though. ZTE is fine. It has it has Google Play on it. It's a totally normal phone. I forgot the name of the damn brand that's banned. There's a whole big thing. Huawei. Huawei. Why do people troll? Yeah, that's a weighted question, Beal. I mean, there are some people that are just genuinely bad people that may deserve it. But a lot of times people troll because it's either for attention, they have psychological issues. It's a mixture of things, dude. That's a really, like, I could go into a whole stream on that question in and of itself. What did Ricky say? He probably said something. Ricky Luciano probably said, I'll give Rich a big Huawei. Yes. Yeah, there's so many reasons that. Sometimes there's noble purposes that people troll. There's sometimes that people just troll because they're fucking assholes. There's people that troll because they have psychological disorders and it's like impulsive. Yeah, you can't narrow it down. Or attention and nothing else to do. It gets complex, man. It gets complex. It gets complex. Story time. I've gone into all my trolling stories, man. There's so many. I've gone into so many. Yeah, it's not ZTE though. You could buy, like, the phone I have from them right now is fine. I love it. I think it's phenomenal. I mean, there's some like, I think it should have done a better job with the haptic feedback, but it has really fast charging, 144 hertz screen, decent enough camera, could be better. To me, it feels like if OnePlus had the same business model now as they did back in like 2015 or 2016, like, that would be the phone they would make. The ZTE Axon Ultra would be the phone they would make now. If OnePlus was doing the same thing they did back then, they would make a phone like this. But now they're trying to make, basically, OnePlus is like every other phone manufacturer. They're just making insanely expensive premium phones. And the whole thing where they worked with, who was the camera maker they worked with, where they even put it like, where they even put their name on the back of the phone to show, like, oh, now we have better sensors and better lenses, like it hit with a resounding thud. But they're like in a different league now. Hasselblad. Yeah. Hasselblad. And it was like, oh my God, because that was their because that was always the thing. The OnePlus whatever phone each year, like when MKBHD would review it, the OnePlus. Well, I've had good luck with ZTE, but the OnePlus blah 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 is a great phone, but the camera. The OnePlus this is a great phone, but the camera. The OnePlus whatever is a great phone, but the camera. oh yeah, we're coming out with a great cat, which we're working with Hassel Blibbida Flibbida Dip. And it still was, I mean, it was good, but it was, you know, not like, oh my God, you know. Yes, and Androids, that's one thing, like, one thing I hate about Android phones. I mean, look, and there's things I love about Android more than I love about iOS, and there's things I love about iOS the more I love about Android. But one thing I always feel like they came up short with was video. Especially Samsung. Their image stabilization was way too aggressive. Whereas when you use an iPhone to record video, I feel like it's on a fucking gimbal. And like maybe once sometimes you'll see artifacting, but it's not really a big deal. AP, you're talking about OnePlus. Yeah, I get it. Look, they needed to move into that higher tier. They built a name. People kind of look at OnePlus as a high-end phone brand now. I get you, but it's like their whole thing was, oh, you're getting a premium phone for a budget price. That was their whole thing when OnePlus first came out. But now, I don't know. It's just, they're just another fucking Samsung, I feel like. Phil ranted about his fans in chat talking about Wings of Redemption in his chat and not paying attention to Phil during his stream. You mean just staring at him yawn? Oh my God. Sometimes, I mean, look, I know they cherry pick, and a lot of times I'm watching montage videos, admittedly. So in his defense, I'm watching people making videos going out of their way to make him look bad. But I have seen streams where he's just like staring off into space. And it's like, why am I here? You know? I actually used a Windows phone a while back, Samuel. I bought like a budget Windows phone to try, and I have to say, especially for a budget phone, the experience was very smooth, man. The experience was shockingly smooth. It's not like I'm talking about like a light beer, but it's true. It sucks because Windows Phone could have been something, but Microsoft just was so late to the fucking party with that. Well, I remember MKBHD, review MKBHD USA, I keep talking about it tonight, but remember that yellow Nokia Windows phone that had the big ass fat fucking camera on it, and it took like amazing pictures back in like 2013? No, HTC is dead when it comes to phones anyway. And that's crazy too to think about, beautiful Angel Blossom, that HTC, I remember when I worked at Radio Shack, this is in 2010, that's when the two big phones of the year at that time were my eye is twitching. The two big phones of the year at that time were the iPhone 4. Remember the whole thing was the display. I forgot what they called it back then, where you couldn't see the pixels anymore. That was the whole big, and it had that the more modern looking design where it didn't have the rounded edges. It had the flat edges and all that, and it could record 720p video. Oh my God! But that was a big deal back in 2010. Retina display. It was going to piss me off if I didn't get that myself. And then on the Android side, it was the HTC Evo. And that was the big, and God, it had a built-in kickstand. It had a mini HDMI out. It could record 720p video. Looked like shit, but it records 720p video. And that was like everyone, and that was the first, and that was when, Sprint was kind of doing their own proprietary 4G. I think it was called WiMAX. It wasn't the LTE standard now, but that was the first like 4G phone out on the market. I believe the iPhone 4 was only 3G. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, that was one of the biggest. I remember people clamoring coming in there wanting to get the Evo. Oh, you guys have the Evo? Do you have the Evo? And I remember setting up. Someone bought an Evo from me, which was, you actually got commission on those. That was nice. And it was like he took it out of the box, and it started like, oh my God, this thing is amazing. I can't believe this is a phone, man. Technology's crazy. Now you look at that thing, it's a fucking potato. You know, like it's just interesting to think. But there was a time where like you thought of HTC for a phone before you thought of Samsung. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how big they were. But now that's gone, you know? Got to say, I wish that some of the phone makers would bring back the built-in kickstand. It was actually pretty dope. It was like a steel kickstand, too. It wasn't like a cheap, shitty kickstand like on the Switch. You know, and that was, you know, that was a huge deal, too. Is the 720, like, recording in any HD resolution? Holy shit, man. That was huge. You were I mean, think about it. The first iPhone didn't even do video just a few years before. The first iPhone, you couldn't even, I mean, I know there were like some people that put, like, I think if you got a jailbroke one, you could have, like, you could record video, but it was still, that wasn't official from Apple. You know what I mean? But, and I know they're like the 3G and the 3GS, you could do like 480p video, but it looked like shit. I remember a big deal with the 3GS is they had video editing software, like they had whatever the fuck it was called for Mac. You could actually edit the videos. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an e-bagger. No, that was a stand. So you could. I remember they even had commercials with the Evo in it, where you can flip it out, and they had like people by a campfire all huddled around the Evo watching porn. I just pretended they were watching porn, but I'm sure they were not watching porn. But you get my point. But yeah, they had a. Maybe they did have an SD card behind it, but the stand was meant to be a stand. The Xbox Series S versus PS5 for my 1080p monitor. They'll both run fine. What do you mean? Like, they're both going to be fine. Like, you know, it'll be 1080p. Sup, Rich, how you been? I just came from EGVGA's 22nd anniversary 10-hour stream, hoping to win a graphics card, and no luck. Can I get a spread your cheeks and just go to town? Bless you for even...
Spread your cheeks and just go to town.
I wouldn't have done that. Even if I had no, like, say my graphics card died and I had no money, I have no patience. So I give you credit for having that much determination and patience. That means you have nipples of determination. That's a new drama coming out on the Hallmark Channel. Like, who would be actors in that? Like, who would be washed up actors that are still relevant enough to get a role in there? Nipples of determination. I was just yeah, the Switch stand is shit. The Switch stand is absolute garbage. Why did it do this? What are you doing? Oh, there we go. Rich, remember HTC made the first Android phone, the G1? Yes. Yes, I remember the G1. That phone, that was an interesting phone, man. That was in 2008, wasn't it? Yeah, so did I, Zeb. I'm probably not going to get it till early 2022, but that's fine. You know, I don't have any computers. Oh, wait, there's little computers all around me because I'm a fucking computer hoarding. I got to clean this room, actually. That's the one thing I'm going to work on tomorrow before people come, because there is, like, my birthday. People are coming for my birthday tomorrow. It's getting catered and stuff like that. I'm going to clean this room before then. So, yes. So, Steam, Zeb, we are both in the same club, man. Why? I love the iPhone 12. I have an iPhone 12. That's what I got. Where is, wait a second. Where's my mini? Oh, there's my mini. Thank you, Matthew Hayes, for saying happy birthday. Yeah, I remember seeing, like, John 4 Lakers review. That was before he was Techno Buffalo. Now he's just John Red Shirt. And I remember him reviewing the G1. Probably should make a video on the very first Android phone. I bet that would be, not only would it be interesting to do, I bet that would view well. Obviously, you can't do anything with it now. That was at the time, too. And that lasted for a few years where they always tried to implement a keyboard into the phones because they were afraid that people wouldn't want to just use a touch screen to type. That was so they tried to shoehorn them in for a while. And I remember that, man. You go back and look at the G1 now and like how clunky Android was and how much different it was. what was Google Play? Wasn't it just called like the Android store? And I remember when I worked at Radio Shack, I got LG was big on feature phones back then. Like they weren't smartphones. You couldn't like it was just like. And I remember it had not a resistive touchscreen. Now capacitive touchscreens work where I'm not even exactly sure. I believe it's something where like an electrical impulse, or you just wherever you touch, it's way more accurate. Whereas resistive, it actually looks for pressure, so it's not as responsive. Like you actually have to, like the Wii U screen on the gamepad was resistive. And I remember that was like one of the first phones I had with a screen. Then I realized it sucked and I brought it back. So I got a BlackBerry Curve. And then I remember because I wanted, for some reason, because I was like, hey, I'm going to be bored at work. So I got the movie Scarface. I ripped it to a format that I could watch it on my BlackBerry Curve. Why I did that, I don't know. What a waste of fucking time. But I had Scarface on my BlackBerry Curve. I had a Droid and I used the keyboard for emulators. Yes, I actually played Castlevania Bloodlines on my... It actually did this pretty well. Basically, the only thing it did well. I could play Castlevania Bloodlines on my Samsung Intercept using a Android emulator, and it actually worked pretty good. Almost shocking that it worked good. Yeah, I had to compress the shit out of it. I also remember I wanted to watch... we were going on a long trip. And I wanted to watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So I remember I compressed it so it would work on my Samsung Intercept. And it actually worked pretty good. Looked pretty good, too. I put a pair of headphones in and I just watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Steam missed an opportunity because they didn't add Cleveland before Steam. Cleveland's... Oh, my God. That video from Silvermania is still such a fucking... Couldn't load post. What the fuck was that about? Anyway. But remember that with what's his name, who actually ended up getting arrested for having child porn? Which was so like, because I can never use him as a meme now. I forgot what his name was. And they did the whole thing where they went to Valve headquarters and they were supposed to meet Gabe, but they met him and he wasn't Gabe, and he was like, that video is still up on YouTube. It's still funny. I mean, the video itself, I mean, obviously what the guy did was disgusting. Like I said, he went to jail. He's out of jail now, but he went to jail. Uncle Gubsy, yeah, that was my uncle. He was gay. He would take two dicks and go gub 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 gub. Not Jared Fogle. Gape, yeah. The Gape station? Oh, WH, you brought that video. I must have watched that like 50 times from Silvermania. That was from the past, man. I already got the vaccine, dude. Do I wipe my own ass? Yes, with my fingers. Beal, you're asking. I don't mind answering the question, and maybe in the next stream we'll talk about that a lot more. But you're asking questions that need like 45-minute answers. So where do you see the line between critics and trolls? Well, for example, one of my former trolls, one of them is long gone. They would like put up my personal information, or they would put up literally stuff that's lies that was not true, or they would take like literally it was like they were making up shit. Like, that's not ethical. That's lies. That's slanderous. Or even libel at that point. I don't know the proper legal terminology, but that's bullshit. I don't even know if that's beyond trolling. That's like next level shit. But, you know, if there's someone out there doing shady stuff and like maybe making a crypto and doing a pump and dump and the trolls are calling them out on it, yeah, that's pretty ethical, you know? I wanted to buy the Cleveland steamer. Me too. Me too, sir. Yeah, there's a very but the thing is, and what I've noticed a lot of people when they're trolls, or even beyond trolls, you could even teeter on being cyber stalkers, is that they hide behind, well, I'm just being a critic. Why are you hating on me for being like, dude, you're not a critic when you're putting out lies about someone. That, like, if you're saying that a YouTuber is going to a school and flashing school-age children and they're not doing it, that's not you being a critic. You're literally making up stuff that's not true. That's not you. I can't criticize someone for something they didn't do. Like if I say that, if I make a video saying Tommy Tellerico took a dump on my chest and he didn't, that it's not true, that I'm being slanderous. Thank God that never happened. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if I criticize like how he's acting about the Amico, that's different. If I'm criticizing what I'm seeing with games, that's different. That's criticism. But if I'm saying that, you know, I'm making up stuff about somebody just to defame them, that's horrible, you know? I wanted to, it's Aya Neo versus Switch versus Steam Deck. Well, okay. Take the Switch out of that because it's still, even though it's a similar form factor, it's not the same product, okay? Between the Aya Neo and the Steam Deck all day. The Steam Deck wipes its ass with the Aya Neo. And I reckon before I knew the Steam Deck was ever going to be a thing, the Aya Neo, I still think it's great, but what does it cost? Like $1,000? There's no way. There's no way I could justify in telling someone to buy that for $1,000 when the Steam Deck is around the corner. You could get the entry level one for $399. You know what I mean? I am a great horse. Yeah, so take the Switch out. Okay. Now, if you said to me, I'm only going to play third-party AAA games, all right, if you put the Switch back in, I would still recommend the Steam Deck. Still have that instinct to say Stream Deck because I've been saying Stream Deck for years. I wish that Valve would have thought about the name a little more. But yeah, there's no comparison. The only thing I'm concerned with is the fact that it doesn't officially support hard drive upgrades and an eMMC micro SD card or an eMMC memory on the base model. You can only upgrade it officially with a micro SD card. It's going to be rough for some games, man. Those load time, especially if you're playing like an open world game that demands really fast I/O read-write speeds from a hard drive. I just don't know how that's going to work. I mean, is there an? Maybe I'm genuinely asking. I'm not even being rhetorical. Is there an SD card that's fast enough out there that would have the I/O read-write speeds to do that? No, they don't have M.2s. That's the only thing I'm kind of I'm face-palming with two things with the Steam Deck. I already have one pre-ordered, so I still think it's an incredible product. But why the small storage option? 64 gigs? You literally can't fit one current-gen game on there. I think like 99% of the current-gen games that are coming out will not fit on that. So what do you do as soon as you get it out of the box? What do you do with it? Nothing. Nothing. You can't do anything with it. You could look like, oh, wow, this is... It's like having a fucking Lamborghini without a gas tank, but it requires gas. Yeah, it has great performance, but I can't drive it anywhere. So what the fuck do I do with it? I don't get what they were thinking with that. I mean, I get it because Gabe kind of said, like, him and his beard were saying that it was like a struggle between price and performance and this and the, but the bare minimum. I don't know why I did it like that. Bare, grrr. But the bare minimum the base model should have was 128. And honestly, I really ideally think the bare minimum they should have had was 256 gigs. And it should have been at least a SATA SSD. You don't want to spend the extra money on the extra bandwidth for PCIe, fine. Have it be a SATA SSD then, for fuck's sake, man. Come on, Gabe. A certain YouTuber and his greasy-haired co-host called you a snake and claimed you punching down on smaller channels because of your Amico coverage. Yeah, I already talked about that. I talked about that last night on my birthday stream, man. I don't even get... Now, fine, if I went to the smaller YouTubers' channels and went there, hey, guys, let's go to these YouTubers that are fledgling YouTubers and shit all over them. Different story. This was on a television Amico. These are their Sizzler reels. And this is like, hey, this is for the public to see. Here's people reacting to them. And I'm like, these people look like idiots. I'm going to call them out for being idiots. This is public footage. They're there for people to watch it on Intellivision's official website. Fuck both of them that I'm punching down. Get the fuck out of here, man. Damn it, Bobby. Yeah, Retrogaming is 150%, and even 256 gigs for even 512 for current generation. Dude, that's one Call of Duty game and like maybe one other AAA game. Like, what is the install size right now for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War if you want all the like the DLC and whatever the fucking Battle Royale, Warzone? What is it? Like 300 plus gigabytes? Has to be. Has to be. Like, what do you do? I don't know what they were thinking. Like, I love everything about the console. I have one pre-ordered, or I put the $5 reservation, whatever the fuck it is, down. But those sizes, that's what women say about my penis too. It's just not big enough. Oh my God. Well, it's only 2.5. I've been streaming between 2.5 to 3 hours now. It's been a fairly regular thing. Cold War is 148 gigabytes. Modern Warfare, yeah, there you go. And I'm sure if you have the OS on the 256 gigabyte model, I'm sure they're not telling you what the storage is after you have the Steam OS installed or Windows installed. I'm sure they're just saying what the SSD is actually inside of the Steam decks. So you probably can't even fit Modern Warfare 2019. You probably can't even fucking fit it and Cold War. You couldn't fit Cold War on the base one. And let me tell you something, man. The base model only has an eMMC. It's not even like SATA or NVMe or SATA or PCI Express. So it's going to have slow read-write speeds. Game will probably run at best like shit, or maybe some games won't run at all because it needs faster read-write speeds, especially with current-gen games. Hey, Rich, I saw Gabe replied in an email that storage is upgradable, but apparently it's not easily accessible, but I am getting conflicting reports. Well, that's what Wario64 said. But Valve, if you have the slot in there, Valve, why didn't you make it more easily accessible? Like, you're spending the money. Why do I say like so much like a teenage girl? You spent the money for manufacturing to put the slot in there. Make it more accessible. Kind of thought the same thing with the Aya Neo, because it was a pain in the ass to upgrade the drive in that too. Have the drive, make it accessible. Why are you making it not easy to get to? I don't understand that. It just makes my balls itch. You're making my balls itch, Gabe. That wonderful touch feeling. Wonderful touch. I'm really perplexed by that. Like, what are you going to... You have this amazing portable console. Very capable. Very capable. Okay? You're going to be able to do... Especially with a 720p screen. It has ray tracing capabilities built in. But you have no storage. You literally can't put a single fucking game on the internal storage. What were they thinking? Not even it's not a Switch. The Switch has games that are optimized and compressed to fit on smaller storage sizes, and they're compressed also too to work with on micro SD cards with slower read and write speeds. That's another thing that makes the Switch a totally different animal. You're going to be playing full fat PC games on the Steam Deck, so it's going to expect to be working with like at least a SATA SSD. I don't know. it just perplexes me. It's almost like, all right, let's just put this eMMC slow ass memory in this base model so we could cut costs and make it seem appealing to people who may go buy a Nintendo Switch OLED instead. That's really what I think they did. And Gabe's nipples got hard and he took off his shirt and was starting to scratch his beard against his nipples. I just want to think about that. That has nothing to do with anything, but you get my... No, there is no point. There's no... What is the point of anything? Give us a cost-cutting...
Spread your cheeks and just go to town.
And people aren't going to understand that and think, oh, I could just buy a micro SD card and upgrade my storage. I'm going to be interested to see. Maybe the games, when I've tried them on other smaller consoles, maybe they didn't work because the chipset for the SoC just didn't play nice with the game. Maybe that was it. Maybe I can make a video on that. You motherfuckers just gave me an idea for a video. I'm going to get a huge... I'm going to get like a 1 terabyte micro SD card. Let me see here. Thank you. You guys are good. 1 TB. They're cheaper now. Micro. I'm not going to take the one out of my Switch because... What are you doing? Idiot. 1 TB micro SD card. What's cheap? Oh, no, I don't like P&Y. I'd rather spend the extra money on ooh, yeah. I'm going to add that to my cart. Would you guys find a video? Let me ask you right here. And be honest. If you think it's stupid, it's stupid. If I made a video saying, will a micro SD card be enough for the Steam Deck, and I install a bunch of games to like a 1 terabyte micro SD card, would you be down to watch a video on that? Would you think that was interesting or no? Because that's actually a big deal. Because if the micro SD card is not enough, it's not fast enough, then what the fuck? Like the 3... Okay, great. It's not that much more expensive than a Switch OLED. But if you can't play fucking games on it, what is... Oh, wow. Yeah, holy shit. Everyone... I don't think I've seen a single no. Of course, someone's going to say no now. But, yeah. Okay. I've literally have not seen a single no yet. Of course, now we have a no. But yeah, okay, all right. It's in my cart. It's in my cart. Yeah, I'm gonna send that to my editor now too. My audience. Oh my God, that's Chucky. That's horrifying. My audience just gave me a good idea to get like a 1 terabyte micro SD card and see if it has the fast enough read and write speeds to play like AAA PC games from. Because Valve is... Their entry-level model is only 64 gigabytes. You're not even going to fit a single fucking current-gen AAA game on there, so you're going to need to upgrade the memory, and they're not officially supporting extra internal storage like you putting a M.2 NVMe drive. So people are going to just think, oh, I'm just going to buy a micro SD card. But can you even do it? So, yeah, I'm going to get the card. That's going to be a big video. So, puke some more and touch me. That's how my editor... He also has literally sent me, not his penis, but he's also sent me nudes of himself. Just putting that out there. Yeah, who the hell knows when I'm going to get mine. But this is a pretty interesting video. And Linus Nipple Tips. This one says it has 160 megabytes per second read and write speeds. And I could always use another terabyte. How much cheaper is the... Oh, wow. I may do the 512. The 512, I'll add that. It's like $89. And the 1 terabyte one is... I don't know, it's like $30 more than if you bought two 512s. Maybe I'll add a 512 to my car too, just to not forget, and I'll think about it. Because the games are so goddamn big that maybe I just want to get the 1 terabyte and just call it a day. What are the read and write speeds? All right, same read and write speeds for the 512 or the 1 terabyte, so it's not like I'm gaining speed by going to a smaller size. Thoughts on when the PS5 SSD unlock? It will be a good day. And yeah, just try not to scratch the side of your PS5 when you take off the side panel like I did. That was dumb of me. Butt cheeks. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm kind of losing my mind right now. That's a good thank you. You guys gave me that idea for a video. I think I've gotten probably 45% for the ideas of either news stories or videos from my fucking live streams. I'm buying the SanDisk. I'm not going to buy a shit brand. I'm going to buy a good brand. SanDisk is considered a good brand. I know some people argue against that, but most people consider it a good brand. It literally has 228,000 ratings over, and it has 5 stars. So it's pretty good. For an SD card, as up to all right. So let's see here, up to 160 megabytes a second read speeds to save time transferring high-res images and 4K UHD videos. Up to 90 megabytes, right? Oh, 90 megabytes a second is slow. Write speeds for fast shooting requires compatible devices capable of reaching such speeds. Yeah, well, a game is there. Think about it. What is the? Let's look at PS5 SSD read write speeds, just to show you how much different. Using PCIe 5.0 on 16 lanes, Sony's ReRAM SSD drives are expected to hit the following speeds. 25.6 gigabytes. No, that's not right. PS5 SSD. Here. Where is IO throughput? Is 5.5 gigabytes a second. 8 to 9 compressed. Compare that to the micro SD card, dude. You can't even. It's megabytes a second. We're talking 5.5 gigabytes a second. That's what modern games are expecting. So what the fuck was Valve thinking? But we'll try it. We'll try it and see what happens. Any update? No, I don't have any more news on that. Johnny Thunderfuck, I love your name. Oh, man. I should end the stream soon because I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow. I got to still do videos. I have family coming tomorrow. I got to clean up here. My office looks like a college dorm room on the floor right now, which I saw some of Linus Tech Tips behind the scenes videos, so that makes me feel a little better, but still not acceptable. And David Hicks, that's exactly what I got too. I pre-ordered that. I give my reserve for that as well. And Colin Vink, thank you for the wiener. So, all right, guys, I'm heading out. This is an awesome fucking idea. Let's see if buying the base Steam Deck is even a viable option at all. And I'll be back tomorrow with more videos. I already have them lined up, and I'm going to spread my cheeks and go to town. Have a great evening, guys. I appreciate all the support. You are fucking awesome. I'm glad this second channel is doing even better than I ever imagined that it would do as fast as it's good doing. I think that's the right way to say it. Anyway, I'm going to bed. Have a great night.